Hello and welcome. Claude Opus 4.5 has just been launched by Anthropic, and here on the website, if you go to anthropic.com news, you'll be able to see this official announcement regarding the debut and introduction of the new model. On that page, you can read more details about the release, including what the new model offers and why it is an important update from Anthropic. And here they have comparisons. You can find several comparisons with other advanced models, such as Gemini Pro, which was launched just last week, and GPT-4. You'll find the entire coding part here. Anthropic has said that this is truly one of the best models ever released, and that it's also considered to be very safe. Here, you can see the so-called concerning behavior as we compare it with other models and also with other companies. The security issue too of prompt injection. If you're using a prompt, if you use the agents, everything is described here for you who want. There's also the YouTube video you can access to see the whole release, right? This whole note that was given. It's talking about Microsoft Excel too. Very cool. So it's worth a visit to their website to see this. And now we're going to test it. Remembering that last week we also had the release of the open of Gemini 3, and I asked it to generate an infographic and also a slide deck about some material I wanted. So we're going to test it here together. I opened it. When you open it, you'll have the options to choose the models. Here is the new model, Opus 4.5. So let's go. What do I want to do? I'm going to take an article that, as you may know, our group it in fact published, right? So just to clarify, this is an article that was published by our group, and I'm going to discuss it with you now. So here in this article, I would like to ask you, Claude, to please take this paper, which is currently in a PDF file format, and convert it into an infographic. The purpose is to visually present the main points and important information from the article in a way that is clear and easy to understand. We are carefully respecting and adhering to the established UDL norms at every stage of the process. So I'm asking it here to transform this material, specifically this PDF here, this paper, right? And make an infographic that respects the UDL norms. Infographic, okay. The infographic should be in English. So let's go. So what am I asking it to do? I asked it to produce an infographic, okay? So for example, if you're a teacher, if you're in any field, you want an infographic presentation of that material that you have, right? So what did I ask it to do? I asked it to take an article that my group published, but you can be using any type of material you have so that it does this conversion. So we're going to see this conversion. This here is the material that we asked Claude to convert into an infographic, okay? This here is an article we published about languages, about how, right? The Gen AI and these LLM models, they have a different conversion, right? For prompts when it's done in English and in Portuguese. Anyway, when you search on our channel, you'll come across the paper, okay? So that's what I specifically asked it to do for me. This week, when Gemini 3 was officially launched, we actually used the tool that is available inside the NotebookLM platform. So the NotebookLM, which is a tool designed for managing and analyzing notes, it was also produced by taking into careful consideration the article and its contents, as well as the context and details provided within the paper itself to ensure accuracy and relevance. Okay, so the article is right here. We did it. I can share it too. And then the infographic was created. The infographic from the Gemini 3 was created using Gemini 3 was this one here. This here was the infographic, okay? So you can clearly see it's very nice and visually appealing, the figures, the tables. And the request was also made to produce the infographic and the slide deck. So this here was the request for the slide deck that for Gemini. And you can see here that it talks very well about the article. It even makes a Venn diagram here too. Very interesting. It follows all the standards that the article requested. Okay. Very, very, very interesting. And what we're going to ask now is for Claude to create the same thing. It already it's ready here, the infographic. Let's see how it does it. Here it made the infographic. It's talking about the methodology. It has fewer figures if we compare, but they followed the standard UDL norms. Yeah, for people with different neurodiversities, okay? For us, colors, yeah, that's what it's talking about here. So it created a pattern here. It also followed a diagram, everything that was present in the article. It's not as detailed. So this is a diagram, right? An infographic. So it gives the options here on the left side, talking about how it followed the infographic, and it's all cool. Now, Claude, create a slide deck. From the same source as previously mentioned for clarity. So now I'm asking it to create a slide presentation, right? Let's see how it's going to do it here. It's going to show the chain of thought here. It's saying it started reading the document. Very interesting. It's doing the conversions, showing the whole chain of thought. While it starts while it continues doing this whole part here, let me split this screen in two, so we can see here on the right side, it continues working. Remember that here is the release page for Claude Opus 4.5 on November 24th. Then it has here on the left side talking about everything, what the capabilities. They do the analysis against other companies and other models. That's very cool. So if you would like to take a look for yourself, you can simply visit their page online, where you will find everything you need in one convenient place. All the information, resources, and details are available there for you to explore at your own pace. Now let's return to our presentation here, where we are focusing on how the model is used to create a slide deck. We'll continue with our overview of the process involved in building the presentation, highlighting the steps and features that make the model effective for this purpose. Remember that I asked it to convert an article from Portuguese to English and make the infographic, and now it's making a slide deck, right? This slide deck is for a presentation you might want to make from any material. If you're in education, you can ask it to do this with any material you've already collected, that you've gathered from a meeting, from these articles. You can ask it to make a presentation of this material for you, right? So now we have all the companies, generative artificial intelligence, they are going very deep into this production of material, okay? Of slides, of PDFs. Here I can see that it's going, analyzing the entire scientific article. It's organizing the whole, the part of the scientific article, the introduction, methodology, all the graphs, and it's organizing it in a way that it will become a slide deck presentation, right? It could be PowerPoint, it could become Google Slides. Remember that the company said this is one of the models that it's already creating slide number 6, just so you get an idea. It's putting in the page, font, borders, it's standardizing all the images, the sizes, the figures. Very cool. The company said it's one of the models with the most thinking capabilities so far that has been generated by a company by generative artificial intelligence models. And that's what we're going to test here in this presentation. We're going to test out and see how this new Claude artificial intelligence model, the Opus 4.5, is actually handling things, gathering the information from a scientific article in PDF, converting it into an infographic and also into a slide deck, okay? Remember that this was also tested with good results using Gemini 3, which was embedded within the Google NotebookLM. The results were very cool, as I showed you at the beginning of the video. Let's see how Claude is going to deliver this result, okay? It's already creating all the material here. It's saying that it's running the PowerPoint, the whole presentation. You can click on these little bars here and you'll be able to see what it's doing, okay? The chain, the thought process. It should be almost finished with the whole process. Very cool. Opus of the video that we saw at the start. Information about this new model from Anthropic, from Claude. And I also showed you a comparison that was made with the identical product in the same way with Gemini 3.0, okay? So what was done here, I uploaded a paper, a scientific article, and I asked it to convert this paper, which is in Portuguese, and transform it into an infographic following the UDL norms. So this infographic also had to be in English. So it created the infographic, okay? Here we can see the infographic. Let me open it here in another tab, or we can see it right here. So when I ask it to show it, it made the whole infographic here, showing the content of the article, right? So it separated it, it made the boxes. Actually, it created the individual boxes. It made the whole diagram part a map, and it was very, very clear. Basically, in fact, it was really, really helpful, succinct here. It managed to summarize everything that's in the scientific article, okay? Afterwards, just like in Gemini 3, there's the option to make a slide deck too. I asked it to generate the slide deck from the same content, right? From the same scientific article. So when I click here, it will show me how it prepared this presentation, this PowerPoint. You can download it and also use it in Google Docs and so on, okay? So here on the right side, it generated all this content from the scientific article, okay? So you can see that from one side to the other, there's a lot of text, not that many figures, but it managed to generate it here. And you can download it. There are options to download it here, and it will do that in PowerPoint. You can have this PowerPoint and modify it. It will work as if you were using PowerPoint normally, okay? Now I want to show you, let's go here to the infographic, okay? Let me open the infographic. When I open the infographic, I want you to take a look. This was the material that the new model from Claude, the one that was launched, Opus, it was actually, in fact, based on, it generated. So I'm going to show you here. So this here is the infographic there. I've placed it here on the right side. This was an infographic generated by Claude. Now, let me show you an infographic that was made here on the left side by NotebookLM. Okay, so let me show you here on the left side is the same article. I asked for the same thing. Okay, So on the right side is Claude from Anthropic, and on the left side you have here the same material that was produced by Gemini. Okay, using NotebookLM. So you can see there's a difference. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what difference you found. If you think one has more details, if you've already tested it, see if one has more detail than the other. And let me see the slide deck here too. So, that one was the slide deck. So I want to see the infographic. This was the infographic, okay? So here's the infographic that I have that was produced. Here's the infographic. That one was the slide deck. Okay, and just to clarify, when I go here to the presentation slide deck, as you can see, this is the slide deck from the same article. And this here is the slide deck used by Claude, by Anthropic, the Opus 4.5. So that's it, folks. Thank you. Leave in the comments what you thought, which one you've used. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.